Hello and what's up, everyone? I hope you all are doing well. And it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. So today I will be covering an interesting topic, or like one of the most important topics in trading, which is structure. So I hope, like previous videos I made in this series, were basically around pivots. I hope there's no trouble understanding them. If you have any doubts, you can text me on Telegram or like just drop in the comments. I will reach. So without wasting time, we'll get into the topic discussion. So structure. It is it is a very important topic no matter what kind of trader you are. And it is widely misunderstood. Like many traders or many people all over the internet like teach it in a different manner. It might be according to their understanding, but they all try to explain the same stuff. But it's like explained in different ways. So I will try to simplify it in the simplest form. So, what is the structure? Structure is the state or the condition of the market. In simple terms, consolidation and trend. Like market is either consolidating or is it in a trend? I will get to it. In market profile terms, it's a balance or imbalance. Market profile will be starting in the next videos. See, so yeah, a trend. A trend is just like a lower high, a lower high, higher high, lower high, and the same thing. Higher low, so lower high, and all this same structure, like. And then consolidation, like price bounces between two levels, and that's consolidation. And this is very important. Like one needs to understand the whole market is revolves around these two things: trend and consolidation, balance, imbalance. So this is very important, but like you will be misunderstanding a lot of stuff if you read from old books which are written around 100 years back or so on. So I'll try to simplify it. So like all this looks simple, but yeah, there's more to it. Before we go to charts and talk about how to use it or a plan or setup, let's get some facts straight. Okay. As you all know, like I trade consolidation, I ignore trends. There's a different reason for that. We'll come to that one. And yeah, let's get some facts. If you miss the market's 10 best days over the past 30 years, your returns would have been cut in half, and missing the best 30 days would have reduced your returns to and like astonishing 83%. Like miss 10 days and your 50% is gone. Missed like 30 days, 83% is gone. So in a way, you have to show up every single day just to gather those 30 days in the 10 years. So yeah. So that's the thing. Like you can't ignore the trend, but I still tend to ignore the trend a lot of times. But yeah, then there's this thing. If you miss Bitcoin's 10 best days over the past 12 years, you will miss all the gains and the returns would have been zero. It's like Bitcoin went like in last 12 years from $100 to like 110K. So it's like 1,000 times, it has gone like 1,000x. Yeah, you can say 1,000x. But if you just missed 10 best days, you would have lost everything. You would have made nothing. So the point I'm making here is like trends are important too, but here's the catch: 80% of the time markets are in a range or say a balance or consolidation. If you have seen me or trade or plan setups which I share or usually trade, you would never see me drawing trend lines, but you will always see me marking the ranges and balance. I don't ever draw this stuff unless I want to explain some stuff or look at the bias or something of that sort. Almost never I draw the stuff to make a trade. So idea is I'm an intraday trader. I tend to trade daily. So what makes more sense to me? It's like something that happens 80% of the time or something that happens 20% of the time. So like as an intraday trader, I would go for what happens 80% of the time instead of going for what happens only 20% of the time. And even if I try to figure out a setup that gets me into this, there's a very much likelihood that I wouldn't be holding a trade for like those big percentage gains. So my conclusion was like, let's go for this ranges or the balance or the consolidation days. Okay, now let's go to the charts thing. Okay, with charts. Okay, this charts. Okay, so this is Nifty. So let's start with Nifty. Okay, so you can see the thing I'm trying to show here is like how much it is easier to find a balance or a range than to find a trend in itself. So different time frame, different stuff you will see. That's the thing. Like believing, like seeing is believing. The same thing which I tried to show you with CRT, like how to use it. I will show the same stuff here. So like one can say like it's not a like it's look as a trend. So yeah, it's sort of it is, but let's zoom in. S- So you can see this is sort of a balance. We going above high and coming back, sweeping high. So this is sort of a balance. Then we made a balance over here. Then we sort of made a balance over here. Then we made a balance over here, 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 made a balance over here. Then this was a big balance in itself, which I traded completely. And like in live, I shared all this stuff. Like we were continuously falling, and then we closed above this certain region and full recovery. And after this sudden all bullishness, and then we closed. There's something, yeah, this we will be covering like how to trade these balances in further videos, but you get the idea. It's like it's a balance, balance over a huge period. So that was a balance, and we had some sort of balance over here. Wait a minute, I have a better chart for this. So this is a balance we had over here. So idea was like just trade the short, buy over here, sell over here, sell over here, buy over here. And last 4 weeks we have been doing the same thing. Buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, sell here, buy here, sell here. So now we broke out of the balance over here. Now interesting thing would be like what will the reaction be? Like will we break down and fall back, or like we will continue to move further? So as we can see, like we are into this balance too. So that's a different thing we will be covering in the future videos. So yeah, so this is on the higher time frame. What about intraday stuff? Yeah, that would be a good thing. Good question. We had a balance over here. Then we sort of had a balance over here, balance over here, balance over here. Let me get a correction something. We got a balance over here, balance over here, balance over here. So yeah. So like you can do this all day, any asset, you can do this. So like I tend to balance mark these balances because like this give me a context where I should be interested. So like 80% of the time market is trying to find a balance or like where it's trying to get accepted somewhere. So yeah, so try to find those balances and I tend to trade in between this. Yeah, we will break out. There are multiple ways to do it. And like there are many tutors or like many people will teach you the same. It's like someone tells you like order block and stuff. Yeah, order block and stuff. Yes, we did a liquidity sweep and we longed over here. Okay, fine. This was order block. We tested it and we went up. Fine, let's do like order block tested. So these all are the stuff which people come up with to create the balances. Like we are in a huge balance over here. On a higher time frame, we are in a balance. On intradays stuff, like on a low time frame, we have more balances. You can see we were in a big balance over here. So we were in a balance in this region. We were balanced before breaking out. So same thing, we will always find balances. If we go to lower time frame, we will find like intraday balances, like we will be in balance for like 1 hour, couple hours, or like same thing. So idea is to find a balance. What more fascinates me, like there are two markets which I trade day in, day out are like Nifty and Bitcoin. So these two markets are my favorite ones. And So I tend to find this balances over here. Like we had a balance over here, we swept, bricked out. So you will find balances everywhere. So idea is like how to trade a range. Everyone knows it, like sell the tops, buy the bottoms. And there are multiple ways like which side it's gonna break out. You can use a lot of order flow, volume profile stuff, which I will be covering in the future videos. But you need to get the context or the environment right. Like what kind of trades one will be looking for. So like when like if it's a like a trending market like crude oil or something, you don't look for like ranges when or like meme coins, Dogecoin, Shiba coin, like you don't look for ranges, but in a stable market like Nifty, ES, Bitcoin, or like any one of them which has high volume, those tend to trade in a range. Like this can also be said about like some of the stocks which I trade. So one of the favorite one is where is it? That's not over here. Yeah, Asian Paints. Like it's one of my favorite shares. So idea was like it formed a balance. Like we had this balance and we continued. So like for a long period of time, like this was my go-to share. Because like sell the tops, buy the bottom. And one time it failed and I took a loss over here. But the idea is like whenever there's a range or a chop, I tend to look for those shares. Like there are multiple shares if you look for them. Some have a, like a range on the daily time frame or just weekly or something. So like TCS is one of the most widely traded share. So yeah, you can see on the weekly basis too, like it's forming balances and all that stuff. And this is one of the shares which have even like held a range for a long period of time. So these are the kind of things I tend to trade even when it's come to shares or like the swing trading and all that stuff. So it's not just the BTC or the Nifty thing. It's like most of the assets do the same stuff over time. So yeah, so like you can't trade ranges when it comes to Doge or meme coins because this are like the trendy coins. Like it's just they do something very good and they just die over. So you can't do the range trading over here. You need different strategies to trade them. But like when it comes to BTC or like Nifty, so you need like a range based strategy, or you need to see. I'm sharing or I'm babbling so much about it because this is gonna be very pivotal if you want to be good in trading. As like it took me a lot of time to understand like there are this only two conditions where I should be interested in like try to figure out where the price is trying to find a value or like where is balance happening, and then how much of a good job price is trying to do. Is it trying to break it or is it trying to sustain it? There are different ways of reading it, but first you one need to understand like there are ranges possible every single day, every time frame there will be, and one needs to get comfortable trading those. And yeah, that's all there is like in trading. It's like don't complicate it with all the ICT or smart money or like whatever you study. Most will revolve around this like ICT stuff. Like yeah, this order block, yes, yeah, unmitigated order block and what the water stuff. It come here, see how accurate it was, it bounced off it, yeah, same stuff. Yeah, equal lows, something, liquidity sweep, same stuff. So there are multiple ways to interpret it, but idea is same, like balance and balance stuff. So that's the thing. Imbalances usually do occur. When they occur, they usually get filled. There's a different setups for that too. We'll be discussing. But first, you need to wrap up your mind around like there are balances as in ranges, consolidation phases. So one need to figure out where the consolidation or where the acceptance is happening. Just for the sake of this, yeah, like we were in this higher time frame or a bigger consolidation, but we did a small consolidation over here. So idea was like we got rejected from here, we will go here. So yeah, so idea would have been like we would break below. So you would have looked for shorts within this range, something of that sort. So yeah, That's all. Like, we need to figure out like where the balance is happening, where the imbalance is. You can see over here, this was a balance, and there's another balance around the low of the session. Same thing, we swept it from the, like, what they say, what can you call this, order block over here, this thing. So yeah, same stuff all over again. There are multiple ways to figure out which side will break out, but first we need to understand the balances. Like, there are 80% of the time market is in a balanced structure. So need to figure out where the balance is, what the balances are, and then things get pretty much easier. So I guess that's it for this video. If you have any other doubts or regarding this or anything else, you can drop in the comment section. I do have a Telegram channel. Yeah, you can join. I will be dropping the link in the description, where I share just the props and some of my trades. No calls. I just trade the setups post market. Okay. That's it for now.